It's not always time to tell the story that you want to tell. People ask me all the time, which of my books is my favorite? And that is a complicated question. 20 years ago, my mom was dying. She was in a coma, and I flew out to Massachusetts, and I sat in that hospital room, and I read to her from Redbook and Women's Day and other kinds of magazines, 10 tips for toned thighs, hot summer fashions, those kinds of things. Those ran out. I started reading from the Reader's Digest, all those little stories that they have in there. And it was because I was avoiding the thing that I should have been doing, which was telling her the stories that she needed to hear. I was also avoiding my deadline because I just couldn't write. But as it got closer to the end, I began to talk about my childhood and tell her the things that I remembered. Christmas when we got a puppy, the time when my brother and I flooded the house, the time she bet me I couldn't do 100 jumping jacks. Every story that I shared, I felt like was putting a pebble into a jar that I was hoping she could take with her. I didn't even know if she could hear me. She died in the middle of the night on a Sunday, and I went back home to my life with a gaping hole in it. And I eventually had to go back to work on the book that I had proposed a year earlier, not knowing that that storyline was going to be the hardest one of my life to write. I knew why I was struggling with this book. The plot was about a mother-daughter road trip, and the mother was dying of cancer. It was a little too close to home. One day, I had my character open a magazine. She's sitting in the hospital room next to her mother, and she reads an article about 10 tips for toned thighs. And her mother, the fictional mother, laughs, and they joke about the silliness of the article, and they begin to repair some of the bonds in their relationship in the book. And as that fictional mother did that, for me, it was like my mother was talking back to me, saying all of the things that she couldn't because her voice had been stolen by the coma. And it began to heal a little bit of that gaping hole inside of me. You see, it's stories that bind us, stories that keep us connected to people, whether they're here or gone. It helps us remember them. It helps us connect them to other people. Sometimes those stories are really, really hard to write. When people ask me which book is my favorite, it's that one, Around the Bend, because it is the one that is closest to my real life, and closest to me, and closest to the person that I miss most.